Bonjour et bienvenue sur ma chaîne YouTube. Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel Learn French with Megha. In my earlier videos, we have learned the uses and formation of both the past tenses, le passé composé et l'imparfait. But even after learning both the tenses, we are unable to put right tense at the right place. So, here in this lesson, we will compare both the tenses and learn where to put le passé composé and where to put l'imparfait. So first of all, let us recall la formation du passé composé, the formation of passé composé. So to form passé composé, we take être ou avoir conjugué au présent, we take être or avoir verb in present tense, plus a partie passé du verb and the past participle of the verb. For example, Paul est né en 1995. Paul was born in 1995. Here, the verb is naître, which goes with être. So we write Paul est né en 1995. Elle a regardé un film français hier. He watched a French film yesterday. Here, the verb is regarder, which goes with avoir. So we write Elle a regardé un film français hier. To learn Passé Composé in detail, you can watch my videos Passé Composé with être and Passé Composé with avoir, of which you can get the link below in the description. Now let's see the formation of imparfait. To conjugate the imperfect tense in French, we take the present tense stem of the first person plural form of the verb, that is nous form, and add the imparfait endings identical for verb of all groups. Let's take an example, parler. We take the conjugation of parler verb with nous, which is nous parlons. We cut the ending ons and take the stem parle. And then we add the imparfait endings, which is same for all verb groups. The imparfait endings are AIS, AIS, AIT, AIT, IONS, IEZ, AIENT, AIENT. To learn Imparfait in detail, you can go through my video, L'Imparfait, of which you can find the link below in the description. Now let's see when the Passé Composé is used. Passé Composé is used to express an action completed in the past on specified time, or many or number of times, or when the time is not mentioned. It is used with expressions like hier, avant-hier, la semaine dernière, lundi dernier, l'année dernière. For example, je suis allé chez le médecin. I went to the doctor. Here the time is not mentioned that when I went to the doctor. Just je suis allé chez le médecin. Nous sommes rentrés à 2 heures hier soir. We returned at 2 o'clock yesterday evening. So here the time is mentioned that we returned at 2 o'clock. Nous sommes rentrés à 2 heures hier soir. Elle est allée en France 2 fois. She went to the France 2 times. It is used to express action completed in the past, many or number of times. So she went to the France 2 times. So in all the cases, we use Passé Composé. Passé Composé is also used to express series of completed actions in the past with expressions like d'abord, ensuite, puis, enfin. For example, hier soir, j'ai regardé la match, puis j'ai mangé, ensuite j'ai dormi. Last night, I watched the match, then I ate, then I slept. So this is the series of action in the past. So when we want to narrate the actions in the past one by one, we use Passé Composé. Let's take one more example. Il est rencontré Josette. Il est tombé amoureux. Il est allé dans une audience matrimoniale pour se marier. He met Joseph. He fell in love. He went to a marriage agency to get married. So these are the actions in series. First, he met Joseph, then he fell in love, then he went to marriage agency to get married. So for the series of actions in the past, we use Passé Composé. So when we use Imparfait, we use Imparfait for description in the past. Hier, j'ai vu une femme. Elle était grande et belle. Yesterday, I saw a woman. She was tall and beautiful. So, hier, j'ai vu une femme. This is a completed action in the past. So, we used here Passé Composé. I saw a woman. It is finished. But when we describe something in the past that she was tall and beautiful, we use Imparfait. Elle était grande et belle. La semaine dernière, je suis allé au musée. C'était grand, il y avait du monde. Last week, I went to the museum. It was big. There were a lot of people. So, when we use la semaine dernière, it means we have to use passé composé here, as we discussed earlier. I went to the museum. This is a completed action in the past, that I went to the museum. But when I describe something in the past, we use imparfait, that it was big, c'était grand, there were a lot of people, il y avait du monde. Imparfait is also used for repeated action or habits in past, with expressions like tous les jours, chaque semaine, quelquefois, quotidiennement. So, when we have habitual actions of the past, we use imparfait. For example, quand j'étais jeune, je nageais quotidiennement. When I was young, I used to swim daily. This is an action which I used to do daily when I was young. So we use imparfait here. Quand je vivais avec mes amis, j'allais au cinéma tous les weekends. When I used to live with my friends, I went to the cinema every weekend. So this is the habitual action that I went to cinema every weekend when I lived with my friends. Imparfait is also used to express situation in the past when two action continues at the same time, or an action continues but at the same time another action is terminated. For example, quand je regardais la télévision, mon frère faisait ses devoirs. When I was watching television, my brother was doing his homework. So here, two action continues at the same time in the past. So we use here l'imparfait, that I was watching television at the same time my brother was doing his homework. Let's take one more example. Quand je suis allé chez mon ami, il dormait. When I went to my friend's house, he was sleeping. Here, an action continues, but the same time another action is terminated. I went to my friend's house. This is a completed action which is terminated. And he was sleeping. This was the continuing action in the past. Let's see the difference between imparfait and le passé composé together to better understand where to use them. L'imparfait is used to describe the past situation. Et le passé composé indicates the change in situation with expressions like un jour, tout à coup, soudain. Let's take an example. Avant, j'allais à la mer tous les jours près de chez moi. Before, I used to go to the sea every day near to my home. Je ne savais pas qu'il y avait des crocodiles dans la mer. I did not know that there were crocodiles in the sea. Here we are describing the past situation, that I went to the sea every day, and I don't know that there were crocodiles in the sea. But a Jew, a crocodile mata ke e je decide de napa ale doset me. Here there is a change in the situation. One day a crocodile attacked me and I decided to no go to that sea anymore. Here it is the change in situation. So we use here past tense. As I said, to describe the past situation, we use l'imparfait and we use passé composé when there is a change in situation with expressions like jour. Here, to express l'imparfait, we have used avoir, and to express the passé composé, we have used jour. Then maintenant, je ne vais jamais là. Maintenant means now. So here is the situation in present. I'd never go there. Je ne vais jamais là. And the verbs which we have used for imparfait are aller, save, ave. For passé composé, we have used a attaquer, e decide. And for present, we have used ve, aller. Now let's do some sentences. Je dash se lève plusieurs fois. What will come here? Passé composé or l'imparfait? I read the book many times. So when we do the action many times in the past, we use passé composé. So we will write j'ai lu ce livre plusieurs fois. Quand je dash jeune, je dash au tennis. When I was young, I used to play tennis. Here we are describing the situation in the past that when I was young, what I do? I used to play tennis. This is a habitual action in the past. So in both the case, we use l'imparfait. Quand j'étais jeune, je jouais au tennis. Third one is d'habitude, il dash show au été. So il faisait show on été because it is a habitual action that it is always hot in summers. La semaine dernière, je dash une lettre de ma mère. Here we are pointing that last week. So I said that when we use the time that we did this action last week, last month, last year, we use passé composé. So la semaine dernière, j'ai reçu une lettre de ma mère. I received a letter of my mother. This is a completed action in the past that I received a letter. Elle dash son fils dash dans la télé. When she arrived, her son was sleeping before the television. So when she arrived, this is a completed action in the past. So we use passé composé here. Elle est arrivée. Son fils. Her son was sleeping. This is the continuous action in the past. So we use imparfait. Son fils dormait dans la télé. Il y a 2 ans, j'ai commencé les cours de guitare. It was 2 years or 2 years ago, I started the classes of guitar. So whenever we have time with Ilya, we always use passé composé. Il y a 2 ans, j'ai commencé les cours de guitare. En 2005, je suis marié. So it is mentioned that I got married in 2005. So here the time is mentioned, so we use passé composé. En 2005, je me suis marié. This is a pronominal verb of passé composé. Autrefois, les gens dash la radio. In older days, the people used to listen radio. So this is the habitual action in the past. So we use imparfait here. Les gens écoutaient la radio. Thanks for watching. Hope you understood Well, the difference between le passé composé and l'imparfait. If you have any questions, you can ask me in the comment box. But don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and press the notification icon to get the update of my new videos. Merci beaucoup. Au revoir. A bientôt.